Hi everyone. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you facts and statistics because we've heard from the experts on that, but I am going to tell you a little story that might make you think a little differently about the treatment of sharks here in Australia. So a few days ago, my fiance Jessie and I were pretty hungry, so we went down the beach. It was a really nice day. I grabbed a salad and he grabbed fish and chips, flake and chips. And we went down the beach to watch the surfers and the numerous amounts of people leaving litter on the beach, but that's a rant for another day. And we sat there and he, started hoeing into his flake and chips. And he realised that it wasn't what he expected. It didn't taste what he wanted it to, and he didn't even know what species it was. So he kind of threw it and left it for the seagulls. We went for a swim and we bought some groceries and thought, we'll head home and we'll listen to David Attenborough's sexy voice narrating Blue Planet and have a steak and have a bottle of wine. But on our way home, we heard the blaring sirens and the flashing lights filling our ears and our rearview mirror of a police car. And they pulled us over before we even got home. Now, it seemed to be that Jessie was in serious trouble for biting into that piece of flake at lunchtime. They arrested him, and they couldn't even tell us why. There was no explanation, no opportunity for a defence, not even the argument that it was a necessary human biological function, the need for sustenance, would sway their view. Instead, he was whisked away. The media jumped on board immediately, calling him a ferocious monster that would attack anything in his sight. People were up in arms, and they were calling for retribution without even knowing the facts. Jessie was automatically given the death sentence, a punishment without trial, deemed guilty before proven innocent, the absolute contradiction to what our legal system is supposed to purport. So I stood there, helpless, and Jessie was executed. And all I could think about was, what the hell could I do to stop this great injustice? So now, it doesn't take a genius or a lawmaker to realise that this is completely unbelievable. And since a human under the Australian criminal justice system since when does a human under the Australian criminal justice system not have the right to a fair and reasonable trial, or the right to know and the requirement to understand what they have actually done wrong? Under what law could a human be charged for taking a bite out of another species during its normal mealtime? There is none. So why then do humans put themselves above another species? A species that has lived and evolved a lot longer here on this planet than we ever have. Why do we deem ourselves capable of determining a species' fate who is living its life the only way it knows how, the way it's conditioned to act? Our cull or be killed mentality not only highlights our complete disregard for and our lack of education about our environment, but it also preys on our innate fear of these animals. Animals that are regulators of the balance of life within the ocean. The ocean that gives us humans life. The ocean that, if unhealthy, we as a species will no longer survive. Hunting sharks does not eliminate risk, it merely creates a pretense for people to feel safer. So everyone's here today, and we know you care because you're here. And by being part of something that is much bigger than ourselves, something that's more important than our hair colour, our branding of clothes, the suburb where we live, something that really unites us and celebrates our amazingly awesome planet, we can make a difference. When people motivated to overcome injustice come together, they can successfully create change. Actions speak louder than words, and that's where you guys all come into play. Signing petitions, sharing things online, volunteering, calling your local MP are all things that make you part of the movement and that instigate change. Never doubt that those small things that you do really do make a difference. We are the people, we are the sharks, we are the future, and we need all of you. So, thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Up next, guys, Dr. Maureen Faruqi, the